Welcome. So towards the end of class, we're going to want to work towards a wall. So you might want to set your mat up just nearby where you have a blank space on the wall. And we'll get there at the end. And to start, we're just going to come into child's pose with the knees wide, the feet together. Walk the hands out. If the forehead can come onto the mat, great. If not, just bring a block underneath the forehead. Reach those arms out, and then we're going to turn the hands sunny side up, so palms towards the ceiling. And just settle in here and find your breath. Just repeating to yourself, inhaling, exhaling. And just silently starting to bring that mind awareness of what the body is doing. As you inhale, feeling the body fill with air, finding space. As you exhale, just releasing to gravity. And arriving here for your practice, full breath in, full breath out. Take about 5 more breaths here and see if you can make each breath just a little longer than the previous. So you can take a breath count and see how long your breath is. Try to make the inhalation and the exhalation the same count. And whatever your count is, if you're a count of a 4 or 5, see if you can just make it 1 count longer. Finding just a few more breaths here. With each exhale, releasing into gravity. Go ahead and find one more full breath in. Full breath out. And then turn the hands over towards the mat. Walk yourself up into a tabletop. Find your knees under your hips. Hands under the shoulders. And just take a few hip circles here. Just to notice where there's tightness or tension. Pressing into those places where there's tension a little bit more. Noticing where the circle is round and maybe if there's a flat spot. Finding out what happens if you press into that flat spot. And then pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And we're going to target the shoulders a little bit today. So go ahead and find your neutral tabletop. Inhale the left arm up. And go ahead and rotate it, the hand in a big circle. Next time the hands towards the ceiling, just pause there, take a stretch, and then take the circle the opposite direction. And then pause at the top, and we're going to bring that left hand underneath the right armpit. Keep reaching until you can bring the shoulder down. Right hand is in front of the face. Press into the floor or the mat so that you can bring the weight off the neck and onto the shoulder. Pause there, take a full breath in, full breath out. And then if it serves you, you can open that arm up. Bring the back of the hand to the sacrum or even reach towards the opposite hip. And just once again, find your breath count. So We want to make the breath nice and long. So see if your breath is shortening in this pose, or if it's staying the same. You can try to make it a little longer. With each exhalation, just releasing, letting gravity do the work. One more full breath in, full breath out. And if you've reached behind you, go ahead and bring that right hand back in front of the face. Press into the floor, draw yourself up. Roll out that shoulder one more time. Take a circle in each direction. And then hand back on the mat, we'll go to the other side. So just a few circles on the right arm. It's nice to even look and watch the hand with the eyes, making even more of that body-mind connection. And then next time the hands towards the ceiling, go ahead and thread the needle underneath the left shoulder. Keep reaching until you can bring the right shoulder onto the mat. Press into the left hand, bring the weight onto the shoulder. And then you can release and bring the hand either back of the palm to the sacrum, perhaps even reaching towards that opposite hip crease. And then just notice how long your breath is. See if you can keep your breath nice and long and deep. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then bring that left hand back in front of your face. Press yourself up. Roll out that arm, roll out that shoulder. And then back to your tabletop. Bring the knees so that they're right under the hips, legs are parallel. Take a full breath in, untuck the toes, exhale into cat. When you're ready to inhale, tuck the toes, draw the shoulder blades together in the back, find cow. Untuck the toes, exhale into cat, press yourself back into child's pose. Expel all the stale air. Inhale forward, finding cow, tuck the toes. So we'll take a few flow like that. Exhale, untuck the toes, find cat. Press into the organs. Draw yourself back into child's pose, expelling all the stale air. And when you're ready to inhale, coming forward, tucking the toes, finding cow. So here we can start to elongate the breath, really letting all the breath out as you come to child's pose until there's nothing left to expel. And then coming forward, tucking the toes in cow. Last one like this. Exhale into cat. Find child's pose. Pause in child's pose so you can't exhale anything else. And then come forward, finding cow. Heart forward, shoulder blades together in the back. And then find your neutral tabletop. Cross the feet at the ankles. We're going to come to a seated position. You can bring a block underneath you. It's going to help tip the pelvis a little bit forward so the legs can relax on the mat. And then we'll give ourselves a little pranic bath. So the forearms are together, palms are up. As if you're scooping something up, drawing it over you. Keep the elbows together as long as you can. And then as the elbows come apart, roll the backs of the hands together. Take a really nice big stretch here. Brighten the fingers. to the like rays of the sun and then come right back to where you started. So just drawing up that energy, pouring it over you, getting into all those little bits of the shoulders. Go ahead and find 2 more like this. And just notice how long you can keep the elbows together. Perhaps you can really work on drawing those elbows together as long as you can. Get in there a little deeper. Beautiful. And then place both hands down on the mat. I'm going to spider my fingers, so it's just the fingertips on the mat. Inhale the right arm up and just lean over towards the left, opening up that right side body. Full breath in, full breath out. Use the breath to let you go deeper into the pose. So the inhale makes a little space. Exhale, move into that space. And then draw yourself back to center. Bend the right elbow. Bring the hand to the ear and just gently draw the head over, just with the weight of the arm. So not muscling the head, but just letting it open here. Let the shoulder blades go down the back so you're not crunching them up by the ears. And then we're gonna look down towards the right thigh. Let the fingertips walk to the back of the skull. And again, just using the weight of the arm, not pulling on the neck. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then release the hand from the head. Let the head roll towards the chest. Just take a breath there with the chin towards the chest and then roll back up the neck. So now the fingers on the right hand are going to stay spidered. Draw your left hand up and over for a big lateral stretch. So opening up the left side body. You can really start to lean into that right hand, but also push the mat away from you. So you don't collapse too much, but you're reaching up and over. Let the breath make the space. And then draw yourself back up, bend the elbow, reach for the opposite ear, and just gently start to open up that neck. And just notice with yourself if the shoulders coming up towards the ear, part of this is reaching toward the mat, so you can even start to walk the fingertips out a little bit. One more breath here. And then go ahead and look down at the thigh, walk the fingertips to the back of the skull. One more breath. And then you can release the hand from the back of the head, roll the chin towards the chest, and just take a full breath in there and a full breath out. And then roll the head back up. Bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, and we're just gonna make circles with the elbows. So start nice and slow. See how big you can make those circles. Notice what's going on in the body. Might be a little click and clap in there. And then the next time the elbows come towards the body, pause, take the circles the opposite direction. So you want to go slow and see that you can, how big can that circle be? Where's the edge? And then release the fingertips, bring the shoulders back down, release the fingertips from the top of the shoulder. We're gonna roll out the wrists. So first just interlacing the fingers and just rolling the wrists. And then pause, take the other direction. And then find your center. Release, interlace the hands. We're going to bring the backs of the hands together. And then you're just going to gently draw the wrist towards the chin, shoulder blades down, draw the wrist back down. So you'll get this little stretch here in the wrists. Nice. And we're going to take just a few rounds of Nadishodan here. So you're going to take your hand in front of your face. We'll do some alternative nostril breathing. You can anchor the first finger and the middle finger right under the brows. So some people will put it right here on this point. That can be pretty intense. I like to anchor it right under the brows. I'm going to tuck it in so you can see what I'm doing. Then you're going to use your left and ring finger to open and close the nostrils. So go ahead and take a full breath in through both nostrils. Close the right nostril and then exhale out the left. Inhale through the left nostril. Close both nostrils. Exhale out the right. Inhale in the right. 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. So we're at a 4 count now. Inhaling right. Close both nostrils. Exhale left. You're going to continue on your own. See if you can start to expand that breath, maybe making it a 5 count. Or even a 6 count, pausing in the middle to close both nostrils, exhaling out the other side. Inhaling through that same side. Go ahead and continue on your own, counting the breath, noticing if you can make it a little bit longer. And then the next time you exhale out the left side, you'll release the technique. Bring both arms onto the thighs, both hands rather onto the thighs. Close off the eyes for a moment and just notice what you notice. And then we're going to roll off the block, come back into our tabletop, back into our hip circles, just to notice if anything's starting to change. Take that circle in both directions. And then once again, find yourself in your neutral tabletop. Untuck the toes. Take a full breath in. Exhale, cat. Press yourself back into child's pose. Expel all the stale air. Pause. Inhale forward. Tuck the toes. Find cow. On the next exhalation, making your way into downward dog. Keep the knees bent as you find your way to downward dog, and then just gently start to walk out the dog, bringing one heel to the mat for one breath, and then pause, bend the other leg, bring the other heel to the mat for a full breath. And then see if you can find stillness, energetically bringing both heels toward the mat. Maybe they don't reach, that's okay. Knees can be softly bent. Just take a full breath here, full breath out. On an inhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee. Take that knee in a big circle. Pause, take the knee in a circle the opposite direction. And then level out the hips, step the right foot forward. Finding your low lunge here. Bring the fingertips to the tops of the thighs and then just gently let the hips come forward and down. And then we're going to inhale, both arms up. You're going to bend the left elbow, bring the right arm to the top of the left elbow. And then we're going to take a lateral stretch here. So you're just going to gently bend, let your body come towards the right, towards the bent knee. Full breath in, full breath out. One more breath here. And then draw yourself back to center. Release the arms down to the mat. Straighten the front leg. Toes towards the ceiling. Finding a little Hanuman prep here. Now the front knee might still be softly bent. That's fine. You're bringing the heart towards the kneecap. Top of the head towards the toes. Towards the same direction of the toes. Not down rather, but out. Towards the short end of the mat. Direct your breath to anywhere there's tension and let the heart come towards the knee with each exhalation. One more breath here. And then bend the knee, walk the hands forward, make your way back into your plank. Take a full breath in plank for strength. Full breath out. And then we'll bring the knees to the mat, chest and chin between the hands, rolling forward into cobra. 5 cobra breaths here. So exhale down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale down. As you rise up on the inhale, you can even float your hands up with you. Exhale down. 3 more. Press into the tops of the feet to come up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Last one. Rise up. And then exhale down. Press yourself through your tabletop. And then coming into downward dog, keeping the knees bent at first and press the tailbone back towards the heels. That's going to help make space in the spine. And then find your downward dog. And you can still be walking your dog out here, opening up the body. If the hamstrings are super tight, no need to press and pull, just allow the heels to energetically come towards the mat. And then see if you can find one breath of stillness. On the next inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, take a big knee circle, take the circle the opposite direction, level out the hips, step the left foot forward, find your foundation, fingertips to the top of the thighs, let the hips come forward and down. And then again, we're going to lift the arms up, bend the right elbow, bring the left hand to the top of the right elbow, and then just laterally stretching towards that front, same side as the front leg. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then release back up, straighten that front leg. Toes towards the ceiling. Start to walk your heart towards the knee. Bringing the crown of the head towards the same direction as the foot. And with each exhale, perhaps you can start to move a little deeper into the pose. If the back of the quads is tight, the hamstrings, just keep the knees softly bent. One more breath here. And then walk yourself forward. Press yourself back into plank. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin. Coming through your cobra. Exhaling back, downward dog. And remember, you can always take a little movement here in downward dog at the beginning to find a really comfortable dog before settling into it. Another full breath in, full breath out. And then start to walk your feet towards the hands. Find your forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows. Keep the knees soft, so don't lock the knees. Let the crown of the head relax towards the mat. And then just gently take a little sway here. Just bringing the upper body to the right and to the left. Nice and slow so you can find the edges. And then make your way back to center. Release the hands down to the mat. Bring the fingertips then to the shin. Extend through the spine. Draw the belly button in. Extend the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. Fold down one more time and then soften the knees. We're going to roll up the back. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Head and neck come last. Let the hands come all the way up together. And we're going to take that lateral stretch one more time. So just clasping the opposite wrist, draw yourself over. Full breath in, full breath out. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Back to center, opposite wrist. Big lateral side body stretch. And then back to center. Bring the hands together in prayer. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Just connect with the heart here for a moment. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat. Maybe you can just feel energetically what emotions are in the heart. Just connect with that for a moment. And then release the hands down, palms shining forward. Relax the tailbone down, zip the pubic bone towards the belly button. On your next inhale, let the hands float up. Look at those palms as they come together, and then keep your gaze on the hands as you dive forward. Release completely into the fold, and then fingertips to shins. Extend through the crown of the head. Draw the belly button and core in. Hands to the mat, stepping back into plank. You can stay with knees, chest, chin. You can start to chaturanga. It's your practice, and you decide. We'll all meet in downward dog. On the next inhale, let the right foot float up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Draw the knee towards the nose, round the back. Take a full breath in. And then place the foot on the mat. Bring the left knee down. Find your low lunge. The hands come up. Make sure you're allowing those hips to come forward and down. And then hands back together in prayer. We're taking a twist towards that right leg. Bring the left arm bone over and then use that. Press those bones together. And if you're having any wrist issues, you can just bring a fist inside the palm. So that'll keep the wrist straight rather than bent. And take a little bit more pressure. On each exhale, press yourself deeper into the twist. And if you want to spice it up, extend the back leg so you're in a high lunge twist. 3 more breaths. And if you're in a high lunge twist, go ahead and lower yourself back down. Untwist yourself. And then we're going to see if we can come here from a low lunge into a high lunge. Untuck the toes, draw yourself up. And then we're going to lower ourselves almost back down, back up. 2 more. Awesome. And then draw yourself up into that high lunge. Press into the heel of the back foot. 1 more breath here. And then we're going to bring the fingertips down to the mat. Step the back foot forward and find pyramid. So you're bringing the heart towards the knee, allowing the crown of the head to relax towards the mat. One more, full breath in, full breath out. And then step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Take a nice deep forward fold. And then rolling back at the back, lower back, middle back, upper back. Head and neck come last. Hands overhead. And then draw that foot back to the heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Relax the tailbone. Zip the pubic bone towards the belly button. And then release the hands towards the side. Palms shining forward. Inhale. Keep the gaze on the hands as you dive forward. Half lift, fingertips to shins, extend to the crown. Exhale, stepping back for your vinyasa. So take a full breath in, plank for strength, and then either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, all meeting in downward dog. Pressing into the fingers, the knuckles between the fingers, especially the index finger and thumb, to take that weight off the wrists. 1 more breath here. And then on the next inhale, extend the left leg out behind you. On the exhale, bring the left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee comes to the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee comes towards the nose, round in the back. Take a full breath in. And then release the foot in front of you. Starting in our low lunge. Reaching up. Bringing the hands together in prayer and then taking the twist towards the left side. Find your position, and then if you want to spice it up, draw the back knee up. Keep pressing the bones together, coming deeper into the twist on each exhalation. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then go ahead and lower the knee down. Come out of your twist. Low lunge. And then we're going to pulse here. Press into your high lunge. And then exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 1 more. And then bring the hands to frame the front foot. Step the back foot forward. Find your pyramid pose, so you're bringing the heart towards the knee. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then step that back foot forward to meet the front. Release into your forward fold, and on your next inhale, rolling up the spine. Let the hands come together, and then back to the heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum, just connecting with the heart. And then we're going to come into some balancing poses here. So I have to face you. I'm going to be here. Just come to the top of your mat. And then bring all the weight onto the right foot. Let the left foot float up. Open yourself up. And then you can bring yourself into a tree pose, either with the foot on the thigh, or lower leg, or tripod. Now, if you find that this hip, the right hip, is kicking out, see if you can bring that into alignment. And then press the thigh and the foot together. And you can stay here with the hands in prayer. You can take that reverse prayer wrist stretch. You can come into cactus arms. You can make any kind of tree you want. Once you find your foundation and grow your roots down, so you can just stay with this. You can come into any sort of tree. Take a few more breaths here. And then we're all going to meet back with the hands in prayer. And then let's see if we can unhook that front leg. Bring the foot in front of us, flex the toes, and draw yourself back into warrior three. Bring the belly towards the spine, stay strong here. Take a full breath in. And then soften the front knee, set the back foot down, find your warrior one. Inhale the arms up. And then we're going to release the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, open up those shoulders, draw the knuckles towards the back heel, and then make our way into a humble warrior. So let the hands float up overhead. Let the head release towards the mat. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then draw yourself back up into your warrior. Hands up overhead. And then let's see if we can get there back the same way we came in. So from warrior one, coming onto that front leg, finding warrior three, keep the back toes super flexed. It's gonna help lift that back leg. And then draw yourself forward, knee forward, all the way back to the mat. Shake it out. Well done. Bring all the weight onto the left foot. Let the right leg rise up. Open yourself up. Find your tree. And remember here, see how you're keeping balance. So if you're letting that hip go out to the side to keep balance, see if you can bring it in. And then grow your tree. Cactus, windy tree, whatever you want. Take that wrist stretch. Keep the belly button coming towards the spine. Imagine those roots growing down into the earth. One more breath. And then we're going to release the leg forward. Flex the toes. Make our way into warrior three. You can keep the hands in prayer in warrior three. You can fly the arms alongside the body. You can bring the arms up. One more breath here. And then soften the front knee. Find your warrior one. Let the shoulder blades come together down the back. And then release the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Draw the knuckles towards the back heel. Open the heart. And then exhale. Humble warrior. Allow those hands to keep floating up overhead. One more breath here. And then release the fingers, coming back through your warrior one. And then just having a play to see how well you can fly, coming off the back foot. Then warrior three, really extending, keep that back foot super active. And then see if you can keep the leg lifted as you tip yourself forward. All the way up. And then back to Tadasana. Shake the legs out. Coming back to your standing pose, just check out the feet. See if you can bring the outside edges of the feet parallel. Relax the tailbone down. Zip the pubic bone towards the belly button. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Shoulder blades together in the back. And then release them down the back. On your next inhale, hands floating up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift, extend. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Taking your vinyasa. All meeting in downward dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then we're going to come back forward into plank. Lower yourself down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take half locust here to start. Interlace the hands behind the back. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale your way up. Allow the shoulders to come together in the back. Open the heart. 3 more breaths. And then release down, release the hands. Bring the hands in front of underneath the shoulders and just shake the hips. And then we're going to take a full locust. So interlace the hands the funky feeling way, the other thumb's on top. This time we'll inhale up both the feet and the shoulders. And keep getting that sense of rising up and reaching towards the heels. 3 more breaths. Let the shoulders move away from the ears. And then release all the way down, hands under shoulders, shake the hips a little side to side. For our last back bend, we'll take a bow pose. Bend the knees. Give yourself a big thumbs up like the fawns, and then reach to the inside of the ankles. When you do that, the legs might want to splay out. So flex the feet, draw them back together. This might be where you stay, or you can press the feet into the hands. Keep rising up. Keep those thighs together energetically. Keep rising up. 2 more breaths. Keep the feet and the thighs coming together. Good, and then release down gently. Hands under the shoulders, shake the hips side to side. We're going to take a starfish twist. I'll turn so you can see me. You're going to bring the elbows one in front of the other. So let's start with the right arm behind the left. Legs are long on the mat, on your belly. Right elbow is lined up with the left elbow in front. Feet are wide. Take a full breath in here. Feel the spaciousness you're growing between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to start to roll onto the right shoulder. Keep the legs heavy. Let that left arm come across the body. And then once you find this shape, press into the arm bones and see if you can draw the shoulders more evenly onto the mat. And then just let gravity do the work. Finding just a few more breaths here. And as we come out of the pose, as you roll back onto your belly, we're going to weave that left arm behind the right. Take the feet wide again if they've come apart. Take a full breath in. And then this time leaning towards the left shoulder, rolling yourself open, pressing into the arm bones to bring the shoulders more evenly onto the mat. Let the hands open towards the ceiling or the sky. Take a few more breaths here. Just let gravity do all the work. Just your breath and gravity. And then go ahead and roll back onto the belly. And then we're gonna press ourselves up, find that tabletop, and just take those juicy, juicy hip circles. And we're gonna come to work along the wall. So I'll give you a moment to find your wall space. If you don't have a wall, you can do most of this just on the back as well. But a wall is nice for the support. It helps us go a little deeper into the poses. So to start with, we'll come into legs up the wall. Side body is along the wall. Lean back. Spin yourself around like a 1980s break dancer. Bring your feet up on the wall. The knees can be soft, especially if the hamstrings are quite tight. So don't feel like you have to push into it. We're just going to allow passive inversion here. So just allowing the fluids to come back to the heart. And then walk the shoulder blades towards each other. Allow the hands to be open towards the ceiling and just settle in here for a moment with the breath. So just noticing and taking that breath count again. Remember whatever number your breath count, your inhalation, exhalation were at the beginning. See if you can find that and even make it a little longer. See if your last few breaths here can be even longer than your previous. And then we're going to come to cobbler here, or figure 4. So if you're doing this without a wall, you can do it with the feet coming from a bridge prep position. But we're going to just bend the right knee, place the right ankle underneath the left knee. So here you're in your figure 4. Flex the right foot, use your right hand, and just press into that inner thigh and open up the thigh for a moment. And then we're going to start to bend this straight leg. So start bending the left knee a little bit. Keep pressing into the right thigh with the hand. And see if you can bend the left knee until the right elbow comes down to the mat and you have a little unit of tensegrity. So the elbow is pressing into the floor, which allows you to press into the thigh, and the foot is pressing into the ankle. So you're opening up that hip here. Keep this right foot just gently, you don't have to have it uber flex, but just gently flex, don't just let it fall out. And just breathe into the pose. You might find that you can keep bending that left leg. Take another full breath in, full breath out. And then go ahead and extend the leg long against the wall. Unwind both legs. Take a moment here, bring the hands to the belly. Just take a few breaths into the hands on the belly, feeling the warmth of the hands. And then release the hands from the belly, bend the left leg, bring the left ankle onto the right knee. Use the left hand to press into the left thigh. Keep the left foot a little flexed. Start by just opening up the thigh, pressing into the thigh. And then as you start to slowly bend the right knee, see if you can bend the right knee until the elbow comes onto the mat. So you have this unit of, and the arm, the elbows into the mat, pressing into the leg, so it's quite effortless. Keep that foot flexed, just gently. And then just notice if you can keep bending that leg that's against the wall gently and slowly as the body unwinds. Perhaps you can bend it just a little more. I need just a few more breaths here. And if you're without a wall, you're just taking a figure 4 with your hands wrapped behind the thigh. And then go ahead and extend the leg. Bring the feet to meet. Bring the hands back to the belly. Take a moment here. Connecting back to that breath. See what your breath count is. And then we're going to open the knees, bend the knees, open the knees, and draw the feet together so you're in a butterfly here. And then we're going to roll out the neck. So take a full breath in and then look towards the right And gently press the right side of the head into the mat. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Draw the head back towards center. Look towards the other side. Press the left side of the head into the mat. Take a full breath in, full breath out. One more time each direction. So you might find that you can just roll there. You might find that you have to lift the head a little bit. We just want to gently press that side of the head into the mat. Come back through center. One more time, other side. And then back to center. Close the knees. Interlace the hands over the knees. Give yourself a big squeeze. Big, big hug. Roll a little side to side. Feel the lower back on the mat. And then you can release the hands up overhead. Roll over and make your way back up. We'll take one more pose before Savasana. If you have a block handy, you can use a block. We're going to come into a fish pose. So you can do supported fish or an active fish, yogi's choice. If you're going to take a supported fish, which I highly recommend, you can start with the block on the lowest setting, or you can bring it onto the medium setting and have a lower setting on your underneath for your head. You're going to bring the block between the shoulder blades. So, and if you don't have a block, just use towels. So you can set the block down, find the bottom of your shoulder blades right there in the middle of the back. Just roll down onto the block, open the arms up, make sure the head is supported. So if you're on the lowest setting, the head can be supported with the mat. If you're on the medium setting, you want to put another block under there because we don't want the head just hanging. If you don't have blocks, you can use towels folded. And then the legs can stay bent in bridge prep, or you can start to extend the legs out. And we're just going to find about 12 breaths here. So with each inhalation, feeling that spaciousness in the body, and the exhalation, feeling the release from gravity. Noticing if your breath count is shortening, you might want to take the blocks to a lower setting. If your breath is shortening, it could mean the body is contracting. And what we want here is just to relax. Finding just a few more breaths here. And to come out of the pose, bend the knees so the feet are on the mat. Press into the hands as you draw your chin towards your chest, and then draw yourself all the way back up. So juicy. Take the blocks away and then roll right back down. Walk those shoulder blades together, palms towards the ceiling, feet wide on the mat. Let the eyes be heavy. And then allowing the body to be in complete relaxation, but the mind staying present to notice what's going on in the body. Adhering that body-mind connection. And then starting to move the fingers, the toes a little bit, fisting and extending through the fingers, the toes. Rolling out the wrists. Releasing the neck by looking over to one shoulder and then the other shoulder. And then inhaling the hands all the way up. Walk the feet towards each other, full body stretch. From the fingers to the toe tips, make yourself a little taller. And then bend the knees, roll onto the side, use the arm as a pillow. Take a moment there in fetal position. And then draw yourself all the way back up to seated. Find your comfortable seat. Hands on top of the thighs. And let your palms come to this point just inside and below the kneecap and just give yourself a little rub there. You can keep the gaze inward and just notice what's changed in the body. And then draw your hands back into prayer. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Connect back with that heart. See if you can find your heartbeat. Feel the energy of the emotions in the heart. And then bring your chin towards your chest, honoring yourself for your own divinity, honoring yourself for your efforts. And then hands up to the forehead, third eye center. The divinity in me honors that divinity in you. Namaste.